And I think, we're just going to get straight into the news. We have so much to talk about.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's going to be so much stuff.
It's going to be a great episode. Great episode.
I agree, but just so you know, just so you're aware, I got sick last weekend.
Okay.
Just regular sick. Just
regular sick.
I got tested.
All right.
I got tested and everything.
That's good.
It's just
That's
a regular cold. Those still exist.
Yeah, they do.
But,
you're allowed to cough in public and it not be.
Yeah. But
COVID.
I definitely have a little bit of that nasal like throat stuff kind of hanging out. So I got a lozenge. I've got my water just in case.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. I should be okay.
I might cough a little bit, but I'll be all right.
Yeah. All right. So if for the people listening at home, just beware. We'll get there.
Oh yeah.
But hi, welcome to Star Wars Black Series Cantina Episode 4. I am your host, Mike.
And I'm Zach.
That's right. You are Zach. Good
I am
job.
Zach, and you're Mike.
Good job. We're doing it. So we got a little intro banter that's on the scheduled list right here, but we normally would talk a bit and then go over the stuff that we have recently picked up. But I would propose just getting straight into the news. Does that sound like something we should do?
Do we even have any news to talk about? Is today? Is it a big day or something? There was a thing. I want to make a joke about this. I had to listen to Patrick for like an hour and a half today. Okay, that is true. Very big events.
Patrick, if you're listening, I'm just kidding, buddy. I'm just kidding. It's all in good humor.
I actually thought he did a much better job. I remember last episode we talked about.
We did
how some of the fan first events go, and I thought he was better this episode. I said this episode.
He did just fine.
Yeah, and
I
think
like
it was
they had that running.
I think it was just the energy of the. I'll go real quick.
We keep talking. Go.
The energy of the show and having like 8 people or however many were there, really spiced it up. So,
for sure. There were more people to play off of. I agree. They had those running jokes like the breadcrumb jokes over and over again.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty funny. But so there was PulseCon today. Today was day 1, and as Black Series collectors and as a Black Series podcast, we don't care about day 2 at all.
Not at all. I didn't care about PulseCon until 1:30 p.m.
That's
Friday.
right. That's when it started. So we had a lot going on. There was a lot of Black Series, the vintage collection news, but again, we are a Black Series podcast.
Yep. And if you want 3.75 inch news, go find another podcast. Go to the vintage collection. Cantina, if it
Cantina,
exists.
that's what I was going to say. Same joke. I like it. Yeah, go listen to the Vintage Collection Cantina. That's right.
We don't serve your kind
Which,
here,
by the way, if you're listening to this and you're a Vintage Collection collector, go start that podcast. Be our sister podcast.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
We can both be Cantinas. It's fine.
We could debate. We could have like a debate episode where we debate which line should die and the other line gets all the money.
I don't think anything should die. There's enough room in this world for everybody to live fine.
Yes.
We don't have to make it's back in the day there was this rivalry between like Sega and Nintendo and you were either one or the other because typically you could only afford one or the other. So you had to like dig in and be die hard, except for that one rich kid in class that had both, and everyone just equally hated that kid.
I mean, that's kind of like the PlayStation, Xbox. They're always feuding with each other.
Oh yeah, there's always something like that. Yeah.
I am Team PlayStation, by the way. So.
Me too.
Hey,
we're like best friends. Look at that.
Yeah, I've been trying to get you to buy Battlefront 2 for $10.
You have,
and you need to.
I've got
to play.
I've got a PS5. I've got the online service. I've got all that stuff. I could just do it, but I've been playing Metroid Dread. What can I say? That's literally all I've been doing in my downtime. Anyways, okay.
All right,
so let's get into the
Hasbro.
Yeah, let's get into Hasbro Pulse news. We got so much to talk about here. First, I do want to go over the presenters because we often just kind of gloss over this. And these people, they're the people behind, the Black Series that we love.
Engineers
and I at least
and all that.
Yeah.
Design team.
So obviously, yeah, definitely. I feel like they need an acknowledgement here. So obviously we have Patrick.
Yeah.
Patrick, you either love him or hate him or both in some weird, way. Then we have Jing, and that's the name of the girl that we keep commenting that we don't remember her name.
Yeah,
So that's officially her name.
We talked about that.
Yeah, me too. And someone actually commented, they're like, you guys should do research. I'm like, we do. We have notes and everything, but sometimes things just come up and you didn't think to like write it down or whatever. Yeah. Then we got Miles, who was a new guy. We've never seen him before.
I love the input he was able to get from just like the packaging art and all that from the engineering
about
side of things.
Trapper
Wolf.
Was it Trapper Wolf?
Talking about the multiple blacks they had to do to get that the image on there.
It was fascinating. Yep. And in classic boss faction, because I just assumed that Patrick is Miles's boss, he had no idea about any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Because I can't tell you how many times like my boss has no idea what I do or why something is. It just is, and he's kind of accepted.
That's the world we live in.
Then, that's true. Then we got Vicky, and then we got Chris, who has a fantastic head of non-hair. And they kept joking about that, and I liked his hairstyle, so it did. Then we have Emily, who's in charge of the design on the vintage collection. And you know what? Have you seen her collection? Like she's like a diehard.
Is she?
You can tell that she's one of those people that she is on this team because this is what she loves, and I respect that.
Yeah.
I don't really like the vintage collection, like that, and that's her thing. Mm-hmm. But like I respect her as a collector and a person because of that.
Yeah, we want more people working on the product that enjoy and like love it, so it shows through the product.
Absolutely.
And Eric is the last one. We've seen him before a couple times on some of the.
Oh yeah, a couple times. Yep. I like the way Eric talks. I don't know what it is about him, but I don't like. And he's just like
He's one of the ones that you can tell he's a collector and he really likes, and he puts in the effort. He said he was pitching the Rancor for like 6 years or something.
Yeah, right, and we'll get into that. But I really I enjoyed him talking about that and kind of the backstory behind it. So that's fun. Yeah. So let's go ahead and let's jump straight into the reveals. I'll let you do the first one. What was the first Black Series thing they revealed today?
The first one we got is the Mandalorian build-up pack from, what is that? Valdo Crease, is that how you say it? Or
Maldo Crease.
I'm trying to look at the picture. That's an M. Yep.
Yeah.
I really like this. I love how, I know we've had 2 other Mandalorian build-up packs, but the first one, that's very, I guess not very high, but it is high on the secondary market. And then I'm sure the second one will be eventually. So I like how they're giving you options if you don't want maybe the muddy deco one, or if you didn't get the first one, you can get this one, or if you didn't like that episode and you don't care about the spider, then you don't have to get it, and then you can try to get the muddy one if you liked that scene in that episode. Kind
of harken back to our last episode where like you don't have to buy them all if you don't like. If this is like I don't need another Mando, then guess what? Don't buy it.
Yeah, the first thing I noticed whenever they showed it on the table was the shiny the more chrome paint deco, which.
Oh yeah,
which is amazing. Like the other Mandalorian figures I've been dying to get those, and the carbonized figures, because and we've talked about that before. We want like Captain Phasma and all these trooper looking like the silver to be in the carbonized collection. But this looks great so far in the packaging and the pictures they've shown. So
I agree. He's got that really nice luster, which is something that's been missing from every Beskar Mando they've made so far. And they also said they tweaked the molding on his leg to be more season 2 show accurate, because that is where this came from. Fun fact: this episode that it represents is my least favorite Mandalorian episode. Just like hands down, it's just like nothing happens. It's a filler episode to get from one place to another.
Yeah, that's the only thing that annoyed me about the episode was how it was
and it's the episode
a gas stop. Sort of.
Exactly, but it's also the episode where Grogu keeps eating that poor lady's eggs.
I thought it was funny.
Oh no, I felt so bad. Like this is like a sentient person. She's sapient.
That's true.
It's not just like, oh, this is a bird eating another snake, a snake eating a bird's eggs. Like that's just the circle of life or whatever. But like it'd be like me walking up to a pregnant lady and being like, yo, I want to eat your baby. It's a little different. But but that being said,
the helmet looks better on this one.
It does.
It does.
The helmet looks a little more accurate.
So I think this is going to be. I know it has the snow and all that, but I think it's going to be it's going to be the one where I put in the exact middle of my Mandalorian collection, and I give the custom cape with the rips and stuff. I'm gonna put it on this one because this one looks really, really good from the pictures and from looking at, it in the box. So I
agree. I think despite the snow deco, this is probably going to be my definitive Beskar Mando, just because of the shininess of the armor. I think that looks great. I do also dig the ice spider.
Oh yeah.
It comes with. That looks rad. And they are really reusing that little Grogu. It's the same mold with the little outstretched arm that came with both of the other build-up packs. Yeah. This one just has like a little base with a little spider egg on it, I guess.
I wish it would have came with like the little egg to put in, Grogu's hand. Little orange egg, but
the frog lady, the frog lady's egg.
But maybe if they release Frog Lady one day, which
maybe
that'll probably hopefully be included.
I'd buy her, why wouldn't
I'd get
her one thing. That's like her one accessory,
like the backpack and hopefully like a couple loose eggs. That'd be great. Hasbro, if you're listening, get on it.
Yeah, come on. I know this is your favorite podcast, Hasbro.
So I'm actually hoping they release this Mandalorian figure like by itself without the snow, because I just want the shiny, like a regular one. So.
Yeah, same, absolutely same, double same.
I imagine this is what they'll use going forward, like this paint. You think?
I really hope so. I really hope that they listen to the fans and the collectors, give that feedback, because it's a legitimate gripe of the figure. Is the silver they used is just too dark. It's missing that luster that they had in the show. So this looks like a good alternative without being, I guess, chrome. Because the problem with the vac metal chrome that people were kind of expecting is that it flakes off, and it's apparently really bad for the environment. So companies want to use it less and less, which makes sense. So this is a Target exclusive, which sucks, right?
I got mine, so.
Me too. So it's already up for pre-order. But you're listening to this,
if you missed
it's already up for pre-order. Yeah, sucks to be you, I guess. But it went up just like 2 hours after the PulseCon ended today. So hopefully, if you didn't know about it and you're listening to this, you can go check and get it. It's not coming out till next year, and it will be on shelves, I guess. So if you didn't pre-order it and they don't put it back up, you will get a chance to buy it in store.
Speaking of pre-ordering this one, it is really weird that we're able to pre-order this one the day it's announced, but we still haven't been able to pre-order the one with all the mud deco, the last one they announced on FanFirst Wednesday.
Great point. Absolutely great point.
I think we have a placeholder for that one, and it was, I guess, rumored to go live that one day whenever the placeholder came out, but it never did. And
as far as I know, it never did.
It never
I've not heard of anyone. Yeah,
it's just I've
not heard of anyone
kind of random
saying they got it.
Yeah. Which it's going to make it harder to get because, you're going to have to text me real quick, or I'm going to have to text you, or like, if
I have the placeholder web page on my computer minimized, and I'll randomly just pop it up and refresh it and check. Like I just did it right now, just to see if it's live. It's not live, by the way.
If it was live now, that'd be crazy. Like in the middle of the middle of the show, just get it.
Okay, so that's the first announcement, and I like it. It's not anything that's totally new, but it's new enough to be interesting for me.
I
but
got a quick question for you before we move on.
Oh, sure, go ahead.
How about you rank the three? I know you have one in hand and two.
Yeah.
But so I know that might be weird, but can you do a quick ranking?
I would say it's hard. It's hard to rank things you don't have. I think of the ones I've seen so far, I kind of want to put the one that's come out as the worst one.
The first one is the worst
Number
one?
3, yeah.
Because really, I'm looking at it right now. It really only comes with, you got the pram, and you got some, you got his 2 blasters and the jet pack, of course. But then you got the, I can't remember what that's called right now for some reason.
He comes with Beskar, and he comes with a little fob, little fob thing. The thing about that is the Beskar and the fob are season 1 accessories that came with like a season. And that pram is from the it's like from the end of season 1 slash.
But it's whenever
beginning of season 2.
Quill makes a new one for him.
Exactly, it's Quill's pram that he made. So he shouldn't really have the fob or the Beskar, because by that time he didn't have those things.
And the that might be the worst one because the face is not good.
The face isn't good,
helmet is not good.
he should have come with the Cam Tono, and he didn't. Like,
Exactly.
why did the Walmart Vintage Collection one came with the Cam Tono? Why didn't that one? Anyways, I do think that the
I really like the muddy
7 one. Yeah, the muddy one looks cool. The deco on it, the remolded chest.
The spider is the coolest accessory, though.
I think this one has potential to be the best one. I really do. I think this one has the potential
with the shininess,
the shininess
spider.
and the spider. Yeah, because I love creatures, and we'll get into creatures later. But I like Black Series creatures.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun. So yeah, I think that's about all we can really talk about on this the build up.
Yeah, I think I've gotten everything I wanted to say out the way.
Okay.
So, moving on.
Well, let's move on to the next figure announced, and that is Migs Mayfeld from Morak. And that's the episode of Mandalorian season 2. I think it's called The Believer, where Migs and Din break into an Imperial facility to get information on getting Grogu back because he had been kidnapped. So they disguise themselves as these tank drivers. And so what you're getting there is you're basically just getting an Imperial tank driver. So if you want, you can buy a bunch of these and have Imperial tank drivers.
I'll probably buy 2 of these.
I probably will too. I probably will buy at least. Yep.
I do want to mention, first of all, it is a little weird they didn't. Well, I get that maybe that's what they're going with now, because the Costco Reeves doesn't have the removable. Like, the helmet isn't off in the packaging, and his helmet. I just think it's a little odd that they wouldn't show off the head sculpt like in the box, and he has the helmet on.
That's a great question. Yeah, he's packaged with the helmet on instead of off, and they should show off that face because the Bill Burr portrait they have looks fantastic. Yeah,
and the art even has him without his helmet. So I just thought it was a little odd that this is. I guess this is kind of the direction they're going in with Costco Reeves and with this Migs now.
I guess.
But I will be buying 2 of them, and then hopefully they'll do a Din Djarin.
Love a Din Djarin. I mean, that's a no-brainer. All they have to do is swap the head, right? It's the same figure.
Honestly,
you can make your own.
Yeah, if you take the first, maybe if that head is swappable, you can just take the first build-up pack Mandalorian and put that head on it, and then you don't have to
swap it on. Yeah, absolutely. Although
how many Mandalorian figures are we going to have? Like 6, after all these build-up packs.
Right.
So
I'd rather them give it another go, though, because that first Mandalorian,
that first one was terrible,
it's not good. So what I'd rather them do actually is release a new one with a better head, and I'll buy 2 of those and swap the head on the build-up one to get a better Mandalorian head.
Yep, that would be.
But nice. Obviously, I would prefer the Migs Mayfeld from season 1. I think that's a cooler looking outfit, especially because he has this weird kind of sidearm. It's like a Dash Rendar gun, the gun that the Dash Rendar toy came with. Yeah. So I would prefer that as a toy, but I'm not gonna poo-poo this because I like the character. I want this.
They'll get there
for sure.
And this is the episode that really made people love that character. Because of the emotion in that scene where he's with Valen Hess, which he needs a figure also, by the way.
Agreed.
So I think this is a necessity, so I'm really excited for it.
Agreed. Yeah, you're right about that, though. That whole conversation with Project Cinder, which I thought was cool. They brought in Project Cinder.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that definitely, especially because it was a big deal then because Din Djarin was just sitting there with his helmet off. Like, we've never seen him without his helmet for that long. And it was I remember just feeling so uncomfortable going like, what's happening? He's hanging out without his helmet on and it's been like 5 minutes. Like, these people all have to die or what?
It is such a great episode. I know we're getting a little into the Mandalorian episode instead of the figure now. But yeah, that episode and that scene specifically just... They tell you so much and they show you so much with such few words. And it's so good. Like the Mandalorian, like Dave Filoni and, Jon Favreau and the directors, the directors they've had on the show, they're so good at doing that because his facial expression, when he's talking to Valen Hess about, Operation Cinder or whatever it was. And it's just like they're, Din Djarin and, Migs that's like a big part of their hero's journey, and that that's a big transformation for both of them. So
it sucks that he died at the end of that episode. It sucks.
Yeah, I know, right? So
we'll
wink, never see him again. R.I.P.
Nope, wink, wink. All right, so next, I'll let you do the next one there.
I'm really excited about this one. I was hoping we'd get it, sooner, but it is what it is. We got Boba Fett from the planet Tython. So they're calling this Tython and not Nomad Boba Fett?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think they just wanted to put they've been doing the planet that they came from as like the brackets instead of like the type of person it is,
but we first saw him on Tatooine.
We did. We briefly saw him dressed like this on Tatooine at the very end of the first episode of season 2. But
he makes his, when I think of Tython, I think of him like the in between whenever he grabs that armor, and this is kind of his like survival on Tatooine outfit to me.
That's a good point, because they're going to come out with that version.
Exactly. So what are they going to call it?
Because that's still Tython. Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. It's still, I think it looks great. I haven't been able to see a great shot of the head. I'm hoping it's not too shiny for the details, like the scarring to come out.
Yeah.
Because I remember in the show, he had some like off color on his face.
He does. Yeah. He's got a lot of scars. Yeah.
I'm hoping you can see that come through in the figure. But
I'm presuming that those scars came from the Sarlacc.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm worried that they've been struggling with the shiny faces and shiny heads, and he's completely bald.
Yeah.
So I'm a little worried some of that detailing on the head isn't going to come through very well. But once we get it in hand, we'll see. Yeah,
I'm gonna save those judgments and reservations until I get it in hand, and then I can be disappointed or ecstatic at that time. Until now, I think it looks good.
Yeah,
he comes with the gaffy stick or whatever you call it, the little Tusken Raider hitch in the face stick, and then he comes with that long blaster,
the cycler rifle, right?
The cycler rifle.
Yep.
Thank you. I was like, I know what this is, and now in the moment, my brain is not working. So,
it's been a long day, busy day for us.
It has been. I watched PulseCon from when it started this morning at like 8 a.m.
Oh wow!
So, I was up and ready to go at 8 a.m. my time. So
that's awesome. That's a big day. That's a long. I started at 1:30. Star Wars.
Yeah, I hate you a little bit. I will say the soft goods robe actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks like it fits him really well, because we've had problems in the Black Series with some of the robes being a little too long and the arms a little too long.
Absolutely.
But yeah, this one looks really good, and the package art looks good. So I'm excited for this one. These two, you can't pre-order them yet, correct?
No. The Migs Mayfeld and the Boba Fett are not pre-orderable right now. I'm assuming that's because they're going to be in the next actual wave of figures. So I'm assuming the pre-orders will go up when they finalize and show off the whole wave.
Yep, that makes sense. So now moving on to another sort of Boba Fett type figure.
Sort of Boba Fett, kind of fett, pseudo fett.
Pseudo fett. There we go. That's perfect.
Pseudo fett. There we go.
What do you think about the Cobb Vanth deluxe figure?
Oh, well, I mean, my first thought was, what makes this deluxe? Like, on paper, it comes with the exact same accessories that a regular non-deluxe Boba Fett comes with. He has his 2 guns, he has a backpack, and that's it. This one does have a removable helmet, but like that's not deluxe worthy. The deluxe Boba Fett came with like an extra gun and like a bunch of flame effects and like stuff like that. This one has none of those effects at all. It's just a figure and a couple of accessories that aren't anything special that a regular figure wouldn't have come with.
Yep. So I'm assuming, I think we texted about this earlier. We're thinking it's the paint deco.
Yes.
That might
they
push
made
it to be a deluxe.
That's my theory, is to get the level of deco that they wanted without having to like lose anything. They couldn't justify it at that cost, so they had to put it at the deluxe price point to be able to get those extra deco like paint apps and stuff on there.
Yep.
And if that's the case, I'm actually okay with it. I really am. It's not just about the accessories, it's about how it looks.
And I do want to read.
If it was like,
Oh, go ahead and finish what you were saying.
I was going to say, if it was a choice between a regular $20 figure that has like half the paint apps on it, or like crappy paint apps, or a $30 figure that has better paint apps, I would rather have the $30 figure with better paint apps, if that's really the choice.
So I do want to read this post. Sorry about my dog, by the way. My wife isn't here to shut him up. I know.
It's fine.
I know the mailman. I was hoping the mailman would get here before we recorded, but it seems he showed up.
We could barely hear him.
So I do want to read this post. If you go on Hasbro Pulse's Instagram account, I thought it was kind of funny on the Cobb Vanth post. It says, the Black Series Cobb Vanth, including 4 entertainment-inspired accessories. So you see, like, the 4... like, the removable helmet should not count as, like, extra accessory. It's not really.
Like, no, it's not.
And his 2 blasters, like, it's ridiculous. Like, this should not be a deluxe, but the paint, it has to be the paint.
One of those blasters is just going to hang out in the holster. Like, you know.
Yeah, I'm not going to have him pose with it. I'm going to have him with that long blaster there.
Exactly.
So, but I think it's really cool. I got it pre-ordered.
Yep.
The paint,
same.
That jetpack looks awesome. It has the scar, the silver scar going down in the middle.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool details on the jetpack.
Yep.
I wish they could have put some kind of like flame effects on there with it.
I wish
like
it was
with the Boba
sculpted
Fett.
in on the jetpack.
Yeah.
You know, like it. I can't tell if it is or not from this picture. It doesn't look like it. It looks just like his paint. But if it was like kind of sculpted in, like a little, a dash in or something, that'd be great. But
sure. Yeah.
But it's not. But it's still great.
Yeah. But he's not exclusive anywhere, so if you haven't pre-ordered him and you want him, like just pick a place and pre-order it. I've got mine pre-ordered on Amazon and on Dorkside Toys.
Yeah.
Just because sometimes Dorkside Toys, they get stuff weirdly really early sometimes. Last year, I got the Hoth Rebel Soldier and the Grogu before they were available in regular stores or anywhere else. Like, Dorkside just got them in super early. So sometimes Dorkside does that. So I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, that this might be the case, and then I can just cancel the Amazon pre-order.
Yep. Pre-order it multiple places, and then whoever gets it first gets your money.
Yep.
You know.
That's what I do, because they don't charge until it ships.
Yep.
So like, why not? Unless you forget. That's the problem. That's why I don't really do that all the time, because if you forget, it can get very costly.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to stay on top of it if that's going to be your strategy.
You do. You really do. All right. Well, that was it for like they said the Mando reveals, because they're all Mandalorian based, but they did have some other reveals, starting with some brand new Galaxy's Edge packs. Now, I am an avid Disney goer. Like, I usually have a Disney park pass. Because we live like an hour away from Disneyland, where we are right now. Yeah, I know. So it's not a big deal. 45-minute, hour-long drive up to Disneyland, hang out for the day, trip back home. You've had a fun day.
Yeah.
So I have the other 3 packs that came out when the park opened back in 2019. I like them, but I wasn't expecting more, to be honest with you.
I thought it had kind of run its course a little bit.
Same. Yeah, same. I thought it was just kind of like a thing they did, but they surprised us all with, in my opinion, some of the best packs we've seen. I was happily and thoroughly surprised for this. So there's 2 that we're going to talk about specifically. They're both $75. It's a multiple figure pack. They are exclusive to the parks or Shop Disney, but we don't know when yet. They haven't said when.
That's a good note, because I didn't know. I was hoping you did. So
no, they specifically said in the future. But I only know the price because I was watching it, and they turned the box, and the price was printed on the back of the box. So $74.99 for these. So the first one is the first order pack, and this is probably my favorite of the packs they announced today. We get a really sleek looking first order AT-AT. Do you say AT-AT or AT-AT?
Like, how do you say it? I'm not an AT-AT fan. If you say AT-AT, I get it, but it's AT-AT. Like, I'm a very by the book kind of guy. Like, it's AT-AT.
Why don't you say AT for the other one? You know?
For real.
But in that same vein, I don't say TIE fighter. I say TIE fighter, and that's also an acronym. So I am not I'm somewhat hypocritical on this, but I agree. I think AT-AT driver is the way to say it. But I don't begrudge anyone that says AT-AT. But I think this is a sleek looking figure. It looks really, really good.
Yeah, that new helmet with the first order Stormtrooper, and then with the, I guess that's, it's just a new mold. It's, those two, like the top of it, just on the regular first order trooper helmet. It's amazing.
Yep,
it looks so cool.
The legs are definitely not new because it has the old style knees. But I think this is I think it looks just like a TIE fighter pilot body. I think is what it is. Yeah,
I can't tell. I wish I could grab some figures right now and look at what that chest is, because that chest looks kind of familiar. Like it might be. It doesn't necessarily look like it's a retread of the regular AT-AT pilot, but
no. I'm pretty sure this is a TIE fighter, a first order TIE fighter pilot. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't looked at my first order TIE fighter pilot in so long. Probably it just sits in the back of the first order shelf. Mine is in the TIE fighter. Like I've got the Black Series TIE fighter, and I've got both the pilot he came with and the pilot you could buy, separately. They're both sitting in the TIE fighter. Yeah. So, but the point being, so it's mostly reuse, but that helmet is really nice. So I think it's worth it.
It's good reuse. Oh, yeah. This is good reuse. Yeah, absolutely. But then the other one we get is a new General Hux, which I was not expecting and am pleasantly surprised for, because the old General Hux is probably one of the worst figures in the line.
Outdated.
Yeah, absolutely. The face is just awful. It's terrible.
This one looks really good.
Agreed. This one is from more of the Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, kind of where he has no hat on. He's got his hair slicked back. It's like a spot on Domhnall Gleeson. It looks really good.
Whenever they pulled it out, the first thing I noticed was that bright orange hair, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this thing is perfect." They really nailed the face sculpt and the hair with that one. So hopefully the actual release looks as good as this picture right here does, and it'll be great. And then the R5 astromech droid, which. It's funny, that's his name. We were talking about that before going live.
I was looking for his name. I'm like, he's got to be like R5Q1 or some stupid name. I'm going to find it because I know if I don't find it, someone's going to call me out on it. But on the box, it literally just says R5 astromech droid, which, fine.
So they probably tried to do the same thing and were like, screw it. Deadline is next week.
Just make one up. Just make one up.
Droid. Yeah, they didn't even call it like first order.
No,
they just called it R5
just
astromech
R5
droid.
Astromech droid. Yeah,
and you get the mouse droid, which is cool.
Another one. This will be our third one in the line, because we have the one from what is it, Rampart, and then the other one.
And the other was the other pack
that actually came with the first order pack. The first order pack. Yeah.
So that's really cool.
So that's the first order pack from Galaxy's Edge. The next one they showed off was a Droid Depot pack, and this one has a fun surprise in it.
Oh yeah, I was really not expecting to get a Babu Freak, but the big news from it.
Yes, the Babu Frick. That's what it is. The Babu Frick. That's the one we're talking about. Babu Frick is crazy. Yeah.
The Pit Droid. I was so excited when I saw the Pit Droid.
Oh, I freaked out. I think I texted you all caps.
There's no way like we would pay $25.90 or $24.99 or whatever it is for a regular Pit Droid. So they had to put it in a pack with somebody.
Yep.
And I think this is great. You would get another battle droid if you need another battle droid. You get the was that K7R1? It says
K7R1, and he's basically just the K2SO,
but not reprogrammed.
But he has some like interesting deco on him, like interesting paint
arms.
Apps.
It's like a tan type look on his forearms.
Yeah, and he's got like stripes on his face. It looks like a little bit.
Yeah, I can't tell if that's lighting. Oh yeah, it does look like it.
I think it's stripes on his face. Yep. Yeah, so he definitely has a fun deco to go with. What's one of the more interesting droids to come out of newer canon. I really like the look of this droid. Yeah. So.
He's awesome.
For sure. And then we get another BB unit. This is CB23.
Yep.
And then, of course, we get the Babu Frick that we talked about. So if you didn't get the C-3PO Target exclusive with Babu Frick that time, this is another chance for you to get another Babu Frick or a twin clone of Babu Frick, so you can have two. Oh, I guess plus there's the Babu Frick that came with the Holiday Trooper
Yeah.
last year as well. So this is technically our third. But I guess that one was like holiday colored though.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily count.
I wouldn't count it at all.
I think it's funny whenever they were revealing this one, they were like, "We got 4 droids, and you need a mechanic, so we got to throw Bobby Frick in there."
Yeah.
So I think it's great. It's a fun pack.
Yep.
I'm definitely getting this one just for the red BB unit and then the pit droid.
The pit droid for me is like even if I didn't care about the other things in that box at all, for me the pit droid is worth the price of admission.
What's the character's name that babysits Baby Yoda all the time on Tatooine? What's her name?
I'm going to look it up.
Everybody knows who I'm talking about. But
yeah, everyone knows.
She directs him to Mos Pelgo, and then she introduces him to Frog Lady and all that. With the pit droid. If they come out with her, do you think?
It's Amy Sedaris' character.
Blanking on her name.
I'm going to find it out right now. I'll just cut it out so that people listening, they won't even know that we didn't know. Peli Motto.
That's it. Peli Motto.
Yeah.
I wonder if they ever released her, if they would include a pit droid with it, but that'd be like the only.
I hope so.
You know, well, I guess they could do some prequel packs with include it in like a pod racer maybe. So maybe this won't be the only time we get it, but hopefully they include it future down the line.
Yeah, I mean, they should just throw in pit droids with every figure.
Just like army build pit droids.
Here's a fun little pit droid. Yeah, exactly. You want a Cobb Vanth Deluxe? Here's a pit droid. Why not? I don't give a crap. I know. Though, I don't actually like her character in The Mandalorian. Like, really? She's like a weird homage to Ripley from Alien with the way she looks. She has like that Ripley hair and like the jumpsuit and stuff. But I feel like her character is like weirdly too cartoony. Like it's too over the top, and it kind of takes me out.
That makes sense.
With how over the top she is.
It is a little over the top. I thought it was kind of refreshing though to have a character like that in the series and in Star Wars in general. Because there's not like...
Well, it's weird.
You don't come across many realists. You know, you get Han Solo, and she's just like one of those people who's going to tell it to you straight. And I really liked it.
And it's weird because I really like Amy Sedaris as an actor. Like, I think she's really funny. Pretty much everything she's ever been in, I'm like, oh yeah, Amy Sedaris. I like this. But yeah, I don't know what it is about that character. I'm just not the biggest fan of it. But then moving down, we've got one more pack that they showed off, and this was, to me, the most surprising thing of the whole day.
Yep.
I'll let you take this one away.
All right, so we got the creature pack. Do we have a price on this one? Do you know the price?
No, and they specifically said it's a smaller box and a lower price point, but they did not give the price point, and they didn't show the back of the box off, so I couldn't tell you because I was watching.
That's so odd that they wouldn't say the price.
My guess, I'm going to guess, since the other one was like $75, I'm going to guess this one's going to be like 50.
Yeah, $44.99 maybe.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
So I actually don't have the Porgs yet, so I'm glad that we get 2 Porgs in this one.
There you go. Yep, we get 2 Porgs.
Yep, they're coming out with a Minok again, which will be the first time it's released since that Han Solo pack with the...
Yeah, so the last time this came out was with the Exergoth, Escape from the Exergoth or whatever pack from San Diego Comic-Con, I think in 2018, 2019?
Yeah,
2019,
like that,
I think.
2018. We'll get 2.
The Boggling.
Yeah.
I wanted to save those for the end. Yeah, so we get the Boggling, and it's the same Boggling that I can tell that came with the Cal Kestis.
It looks exactly the same.
Gaming Grades, yeah.
And then 2 Kowakian monkeys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for that. The one that it's clearly Salacious Crumb. Is that?
One. Yeah.
And then we get a blue and yellow one.
It looks like a parrot or like a macaw.
Yeah. Did they have like a miscolored? Like I said, miscolored, an alternate colored one in the Mandalorian? You know, whenever they're like getting fried or not getting fried, but they're getting like roasted over a flame.
They mentioned it somewhere, but I don't recall ever seeing it, but
neither do I.
I might just, there's a lot of Star Wars to try to remember in your brain for a little bit, but I'm super excited about this because one of the few things that I've been missing from my mostly complete Black Series collection is the Salacious Crumb that came with the San Diego Comic-Con Jabba the Hutt.
And
that was the only way to get it. Way back, and I think it was 2016. I think that's when the Jabba the Hutt came out for Comic-Con that year. And, you know, they released it in the regular thing, but he didn't come with the sled. He didn't come with his hookah.
He didn't come with Salacious Crumb.
He didn't come with Salacious Crumb.
Which he should have.
He should have. And to me, this is a figure. Like, this is a figure that you can own. It's not just an accessory, but it's an actual character.
Yeah.
So not having this has been a very small, but to me, noticeable hole in my collection.
Every
so
time
I feel
you
like
look at Jabba,
this,
you just feel the hole in your heart of not being complete.
I've got. So with that Jabba, someone, his name is actually Dave or Clown Baby 123. I'm gonna shout him out, but he actually made me a Jabba the Hutt repulsor bed, like styrofoam, painted it, put the little gargoyles on, all that stuff, and he got me like the pillows and things like that for it. And then I think he got me a John Walker custom Salacious Crumb. So it's basically just a little statue that can sit next to it. So like it was like a little duct tape over the hole, but it didn't really plug the hole. So now with this, I'm going to have a legit Salacious Crumb that I'm very excited about.
Yeah, I don't have anything from the I don't have anything fancy for my job with the Hutt, so I'm really excited to get Salacious Crumb. I think I'm looking at. I can't decide if I want to buy a custom sled, which I've been looking at on eBay. There's this. I think I talked about it last episode, but it was a really nice one. Or if I want to wait until to see if they do something for like the 40th anniversary, but I can't decide.
Yeah,
I'll probably just buy the sled and then it comes with like some cloth and some pillows, and then now I'll have Salacious Crumb and it'll be perfect.
Yeah, well, who knows? Maybe wait, because it sounds like they are going to ramp up for Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, that's true.
In 2023, and we'll get into that in a little bit.
But I think we need more stuff like this in the Black Series. Like, give us the wacky packs, you know?
Yeah,
this is
absolutely.
one of the best things of the day, in my opinion. Like, it's not for everybody.
I completely agree.
But, you know, if you don't want it, you don't have to buy it. And I think it's,
you don't have to buy
it's fun.
I do think it's funny that they pointed out that the figure does not fly on the photo. Just
batteries not included.
If you ever look at the product photo, if you ever look at the photo, it says the Minoc doesn't really fly.
See it now. In the bottom left corner, figure does not fly. So I'm assuming, that'll come with a clear stand, I'm sure, right?
No, it won't. No,
you don't think?
There was one when they showed it off, but I don't think it'll come with it. No.
Let me look at I have it right here. Well, from this photo, it's blocked at least, so we are unsure. So I doubt it comes with the stand.
I don't think it does. They did have it on one when they showed it off on the stream.
It's either hidden or not included, but we'll go with not included.
Yep.
And then if he comes with stand, you'll be nice and surprised.
Yeah, it'd be a fun surprise. Yeah. And that was pretty much it for the things they showed us. They did have some pipeline reveals. Not many. We have 3 pipeline reveals.
Before we get into those,
sure.
I was thinking they were going to go back to a couple individual releases before the pipeline reveals. Because remember, whenever they finished up the previous, like the build-up pack and the Mayfeld Boba Fett Cobb Vanth that we went over, like they mentioned this is it for the Mandalorian reveals. Now let's get into Galaxy's Edge. I was like, so we're going to go back to like individual figures. Like maybe it'll be, let's show you some Book of Boba Fett stuff. You know, I was kind of expecting some, I forgot to mention it last week or last episode. And when I was listening back on the podcast version, I was like screaming at myself. I'm like, say Book of Boba Fett figures. You think I think they're going to show Book of Boba Fett figures, but I didn't predict it. So I guess I was technically right.
And they didn't. They didn't show any, so you weren't wrong.
I thought we would at least see a Book of Boba, like a Boba Fett version where you like not like a deluxe throne version, but like that, stylized version of Boba Fett. But
sure.
So I thought we were going to get back into some more individual releases. So I was a little bummed out about that they went right into pipeline. I was like, I guess that's fine. But the pipeline reveals are really cool. So.
Yeah, the pipeline reveals are pretty cool. But like kind of like you said, it's like a weird tease. Like it's nice to know they're coming, but like I kind of want them now, especially this first one.
Yeah.
Which was Figrin Dan.
Really excited about that one.
Super excited. I'm excited and apprehensive at the same time because like, are we just getting Figrin Dan? Does he come with all the different instruments? Do I have to buy 5 of them to build out a full thing, or is it just the one and they'll release the other band members later? Because it's not just Figure and Dan, it's Figure and Dan and the modal nodes.
Yep.
That's the full band there for their jizz wailing.
Yeah, we don't got to get into the canon name of the.
All right. But as especially because this is the Black Series Cantina.
Oh yeah.
Figure and Dan is kind of our boy here. Yeah. It's a must-have.
It's a must-have for us.
So I have so many questions about this, and none of them are answered now because all they did was said, "You're getting Figure and Dan, and you'll like it. Here's a picture from A New Hope." And it's not even the picture of the figure because it's too early in development. They just said it's coming.
I feel like it'll be just his instrument, and then if it's popular and it sells good, they'll release another, one of the modal nodes. And then with another instrument, just make a pack.
That, or they could just do a 4-pack.
Just do a 4-pack.
Yeah, just do a 4-pack. Here's Figure and Dan by himself, and then a 4-pack by himself, or a 3-pack. I don't remember how many. I think there's 5 members total.
5. I think it's Figure and Dan and then 4 others. So
I think that's right.
Let's get them all in there. But I wouldn't be opposed if they. I wouldn't be opposed to it if they put 3 instruments with Figure and Dan, and then they did another one, and then had 2 instruments or something. So that way you can just buy a couple and you have the instruments.
What I don't want, though, and I don't want them to have one figure with all the instruments, because then if you buy them 5 times, you've got one figure and 100 instruments.
Yeah, that wouldn't be great. But I'm excited for that one. I can't wait.
Yeah.
That's definitely, like we said, it's a must-have for... we're the Black Series Cantina. Sure. How can we not...
we need it. It's going to be our mascot.
First person pre-order that, for sure.
For sure.
And so next we have the Ewok Village Leia, which is a fine addition, to the collection.
Fine addition, absolutely. I think that's the last Leia we need from the original trilogy.
It has to be, right? Well, we don't have the red dress Bespin one.
You're right. We don't have that.
Right?
You're right. We don't have the standard Bespin, and we don't have. I think that's it. We've got the Yavin one coming. We've already got the original one, and that's pretty much it for A New Hope. And we have the Bespin Escape Leia and the Hoth Leia from Empire. We're just missing the regular Bespin.
Yep.
And then in Return of the Jedi, we've got the Hutt Slayer or Slave Leia or Jabba, whatever you want to call her.
Yep, Boosh. We've got
that one. We have the Endor one.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much just this until we get to yeah,
that's for the original trilogy, and then for the sequel trilogy we need her because we only have the General Leia from Force Awakens, correct? So then we need...
there's a lot of Leias that we're missing from there. A lot of great outfits for her, especially I'd like the rumored Rise of Skywalker one with the Jedi training.
Now that's
Leia.
the one
I would love that. Yeah, absolutely. That would be great. Yeah. And then lastly, we got the Republic security droid
from Mandalorian again.
Mandalorian.
And I'll probably buy. How many of those are you going to buy? Because they go around in a squad of at least
4, I think 3,
something like that. So I'll probably buy.
I don't know.
I think I'm just going to stick with 1 on that one until maybe if they release. The character in that episode that Matt Lanter played.
Yes.
That he ended up dying. Spoilers.
Yep.
But maybe if they release
Matt Lanter being the voice of Anakin Skywalker in the Clone Wars, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if they show that specific droid again, well, was he the droid? Was this a style of droid that was in the episode with Migs Mayfeld and the Believer?
Yes. No, not the Believer. This is the one where they're on the ship trying to they're rescuing their Twi'lek friend.
I'm saying I'm just saying so that's whenever they're rescuing the Twi'lek friend. But later on, then in the season 2, is this the one that goes and whenever Migs is in the prison yard, walks up to him and tells him, prisoner number, he's prisoner number yada yada yada, go with General. You know what I'm talking about?
I see what you're saying. Yeah, at the beginning. Yeah, I think it is actually. I think it is.
So I feel like if this droid, if it pops up a couple more times, and if it's maybe they give it another paint, I'll buy a second one. If they make another paint, I'll probably definitely buy a second one. But
I definitely have to buy it to do different paint jobs. Yeah, for sure.
I can't decide right now if I want to order 2 of these, but maybe if he pops up again. But I'll probably just stick with 1 for now.
I'm just going to stick with 1.
You?
Well, yeah, I think I'm aiming for 1. We'll see what happens when they actually come out. Sometimes things are so good, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, well, it's
I'm going to get another.
When the Dark Troopers are eventually released.
One day.
That's one you need to buy like 2 of, in my opinion.
Yeah, at least,
I need like
at least
2 for, but the security droid, it's kind of like, that looked cool, but I don't need like a squad or anything. It's not like...
Well, I initially only bought 1 battle droid when they announced those, but then I was in store and I saw like 2 sitting on the shelf. I'm like, oh, fuck, all right.
Well, now you can go to Ollie's and buy like, they're $79 each.
I
$79 each. So I went to my Ollie's the other day. And they only had Jaina, they had Jar Jar, and the ceremony Luke, or the Yavin Luke. So
no hyperreal figures?
I was looking for the hyperreal Vader, and I was looking for the Spirit Yoda, because that's one I've been missing.
Yeah.
And I just haven't like bought it yet. And then I was also looking for, I was going to buy another Stormtrooper, because or the First Order Stormtrooper, because they have the one that comes with and I have the older one, and I got that, I forget which deluxe pack it came in, but with the shield and all that. But I just want another First Order Trooper for $8. Like, you can't pass it up. So
yeah, it's hard to beat. I have the Hyperreal Vader, and I've actually reviewed it on my channel. I got it for $50 because like Amazon, when they announced it and put it up, Amazon weirdly had it on sale for $50 instead of $80, and they honored that price. Oh. So I got the Hyperreal Vader for $50 like when it came out, and I feel like that's a fine price. So I didn't want to spend $80 on Luke because I feel like that's overpaying for what they are, but I definitely want Luke for $30. So if you ever see any and there's an extra Luke there, I want a Luke real bad.
So I got a question for you.
Sure, yeah.
Are you... Well, first of all, do you think that line is dead?
Absolutely.
Because I remember there was rumored there was going to be a Rey. They were going to come out with a Rey Hyperreal, but that was a long time ago.
Yep.
So I think I just want the Vader. I would think about getting the Luke, but I think I just want the Vader to pose like on my desk or something.
It's a fantastic Vader.
Is it?
And it has fantastic articulation. It does. Mine isn't falling apart at all, but a lot of people have complained
because it's rubber, right? The rubber legs.
Because it's
and
rubber.
All that,
it's like a rubber kind of material that it's over. And a lot of people have complained that theirs has started to deteriorate. Mine hasn't. It's not. Mine's just sitting on the shelf, and it looks badass. It's really, really nice.
Yeah, that's good. And that's the
it's just not $80 nice, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like that's high. Like that's really high for what it is. And I don't even
I think $50 that I paid is a good retail price for what you get.
Yeah, and now if you're lucky enough, you can find it at Ollie's for
$30 is a steal. Yep.
Yeah, that's the price of Cobb Vanth. You know?
Yeah, right? Right?
Cobb Vanth, Entertainment Earth, it was like 31 or 33, and then...
And they were doing free shipping, I think. I think anything Entertainment Earth that was I got
it had... I just did it, and then it was like 33 after taxes, and then it charged you shipping 10, but then it had like a minus like shipping discount, so it was like 33 free shipping. So I was really excited about that. Yeah. So let's you ready to move into the main topic?
So that's I don't know if that's the main topic. We just talked about a bunch of reveals, but those are all the reveals that happened today. That's the Black Series stuff. So if you listen to all that, you haven't missed a thing.
I don't know. I feel like
I do want to. I feel like before we move on, though, hold on. Before we move on, I did want to point out that friend of the show, my buddy Sean Solo 8, fantastic guy. He actually got a little shout out from them as they were jibber jabbering in between the two sets, and I just thought that was kind of neat seeing his name on the screen like that. So
heck yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But now we can move into the main event. Are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Are you a backer?
Oh, I'm a double backer.
Yeah, I am fully on the train. My ticket is purchased. We were both one of the first 100 to do it. As soon as I saw
We
it was
were,
up,
yeah.
I
Yeah, you
texted
sent me a message. They had just started talking.
I was just watching the stream and then I saw online that it was already up, so I went ahead and did it. Sent you a text.
When I went to order, it was at like I think 52 or 53, and then I ordered my 2, and then when I went back and refreshed it, it was like 101. Mm-hmm. So I'm in the top 100 like easily.
You're 101, so you don't count. You're not in the cool club.
No, because people probably pre-ordered it after me. You have no idea.
Yeah, I pre-ordered it. It was like it said like there were 40 backers, and then I went and ordered and I refreshed, and it said like there were like 60. No, it was like 50, like 8 or something. I forget what number it was, but. It was like, well, it was very early.
The Haslab Rancor is a thing now. That's not just a slip of the tongue by Patrick. It's not a pipe dream. It's not a fever dream. It's a real thing that you can own on your shelf in 2023.
That's a long way away, but
it is a long wait. It's a long wait.
So it's perfect time for Return of the Jedi 40th.
That's what they said. They said it's Return of the Jedi is going to have its 40th anniversary then, which makes sense. It makes sense to get it then and not have it start then, because if it starts then, you get the hype. But you're not going to have the figure until like a year and a half later, and then who cares? I mean, people will still care, but it's more hype to get the Rancor during the anniversary rather than just buying it during the anniversary. Yep.
So you want to dive into the nitty-gritty?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So the facts here. This bad boy is 17 and a half inches tall, which for a HasLab isn't all that tall. The Marvel Galactus and the Sentinel are both much taller. Heck, the Unicron was taller, but this boy is girthy. If you put his hands all the way up, he's 27 inches tall. But like, who displays their figures like that?
He's raising his hand in class.
Yeah. Right? But it's both of them. But if you spread them out wide, it's just as wide as the HasLab barge. Which is 42 inches wide, and that is crazy.
Yeah,
so he's going to take up a lot of space, a lot of real estate.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm going to put him, but I'm going to buy him, so I'll deal with that
for sure.
In a year and a half or however long it is.
Yeah, you have a year and a half to figure that out. He's got 45 points of articulation here. Each hand has joints at like each knuckle. And things like that. They said they've got the ratchets in there, hopefully learning from the Sentinel, which has unfortunately weak knees, which kind of sucks.
I saw videos on that. I was like, oh, that really sucks.
Yeah. But hopefully they've learned from that, and this will be better. I've got to say, it looks real good. All we've seen so far is the gray render prototype. So we haven't even seen anything that's colored, but apparently the final product will have over 900 deco points, applications, whatever you want to say, which they said is about 9 times more than the average Black Series figure.
Yeah, I think while we're talking about like around the articulation and all that, I put it in my notes to talk about it. They specifically brought up, whenever they're making a stormtrooper or whatever, they can kind of cover articulation with shoulder pads and elbow pad, etc. But they wanted these to like all the articulation points to look as organic as possible. And from the render images and the videos they showed, it looks like they did a phenomenal job, and they like really. Yeah,
I didn't even catch the finger articulation until much later.
So I think it's great, and I really can't wait to see. I'm sure the paint. The reason we didn't see an image painted is because I'm sure they're still working out some of the small, super small details on that. So, but I really can't wait to see that.
Based on past HasLab stuff, we'll see a finished prototype, like painted or a render mock-up before it ends, which it ends on December 6th. So you have a month and some change to make your decision on whether or not you want to drop the 350 bones to back this bad boy up. Now, if you've never done this before, it doesn't charge until the 6th. So you can pre-order it now and cancel it anytime before then, or you can just pre-order it now and it won't charge. You don't have to worry about having the money until then. I guess my point is, if you're worried about the money and you don't get paid until next week or something like that, it doesn't matter. Nothing hits your account. They don't like do that weird soft charge and then take it away just to make sure you have the money. Like, none of that happens.
The stuff Walmart does, Walmart gives you a charge and then takes it away.
Yeah. They don't do that with this. Yeah, for sure. So none of that happens. Go ahead, back it, and then you can always back out without any problems before it actually ends or happens. I think even after it ends, you have like a day or two to back out if you don't want to. But it ends on 12/6, and they need at least 9,000 backers by 12/6 to just fund it and make it be a thing that exists. So that if they don't get 9,000, it won't fund, and it won't be a thing.
So I got a question. Since I've never purchased anything from Haslab, since they've only done vintage collection and like some Marvel Legends stuff and all that. So since tier 1 is going to be, we need 11,000 for tier 1, and we need 13.5 for tier 2. Say we get 9,001 people by like 12.5, and so by 12.6 comes out, and so by 12.6 comes around, and then we have like 9,010. So it's like just enough to back it. Does that mean, so is that the hard deadline for the tiers, or are the tiers after 12.6?
No, it's for everything.
Okay, so we need 13.5 by 12.6. Like, that doesn't get extended at all.
To get the second tier. Yeah, so there's going to be, they've announced 2 tiers of stretch goals. That doesn't mean there won't be more, but that's all they've announced so far. But they also aren't showing us what they are until it actually hits the 9,000 mark. So we don't know right now what tier 1 or tier 2 are. I will just to give you like an example of some past tiers. The victory was it Victory Saber that I just did? The first tier was an extra gun and some extra like effects. The second tier was a stand for it. The third tier was what was it? I don't even remember anymore. Anyways, it's just little add-on stuff. So like with the Galactus, it was like a bunch of extra figures. With the Razor Crest last year, you got just a bunch of extra little accessories. So with this, it could be like a Malakili. Like, those are things that are within the realm of possibility of getting full figures, which basically just makes the money you're spending, because they don't charge more for that stuff. It's not like, oh, you hit 11,000 and now you owe more money. It's you've spent your $350 and now they're just adding more to the value. We just won't know what that is until it hits the first
the 9,000 and then 11.
Yeah.
So I do have another question.
Sure.
Since I am new to Haslab, so I'm sorry for the listeners who like know all these answers. I'm just, or maybe I should ask these off the show.
I'm sure there are people out there that won't.
Yep,
so it's good.
Yeah,
it's
it'll
good
be good.
questions.
So since I'm new to Haslab, I do have another question. Is it normally this fast? Because I feel like, and I'm not saying like I know or anything, but just like I would kind of check into the Razor Crest every now and then. I feel like that lasted a long time, and this just seems like it's a month and a half away. Is it normally this fast, or am I just like, that was more of me just not paying attention and not realizing how fast like Razor Crest went?
It was you not paying attention. Yeah, the standard Haslab time is about a month and a half.
Okay,
that's how much the victory.
I was kind of worried. I was like, that's quick. Like, we need to get 13.5 out of the way, and then they'd be like, oh, we got 3 more tiers.
Well, I mean, it's been a couple hours, and we're already at 2,275.
Let's go.
Yeah. So, the first day is always a big day. And then after that initial like hype kind of wears out, you get past the people that are like, I'm in it to win it from the start.
Us.
And then, yeah, exactly. And then you get the people that kind of trickle in where they're kind of hemming and hawing, and then, oh, fine, I'll do it. And then there are the people that they don't know when the money's coming out, so they think, oh, I have to wait for payday or whatever, and then they do it, and then there's the people that, like, as it gets closer to the end, those people that they just don't want to do it until they actually absolutely have to. So it doesn't matter when you buy this. If you buy it today or the last day, these are made to order. So it's not like a normal pre-order where, like, oh, if you don't get this right now, you're gonna miss out. You're gonna miss out on anything special. There's nothing special to miss out on here, whether you order it now or you wait till all of the stuff gets backed and find out what the tiers are until you pre-order it. It's the same figure, but if everyone waits to do that, it takes longer to hit the goal, So if the money doesn't come out
we need
now,
everybody.
We need everybody. So if you're on the fence, get off the fence, get on the Rancor, ride the Rancor, put a saddle on it, slap its ass, whatever you want to do. Like, enjoy the Rancor because it's going to be rad. This is going to be one of those figures that you could not care about it now, and then a year and a half from now, when everyone's starting to get them, you're going to have FOMO.
And then you're going to have to look on eBay, and you're going to have to. Yep. You're going to have to buy one for.
I will say. So. Yeah, I'm gonna have one to sell because I'm buying too.
Yep.
And unlike our normal anti-scalper, stance
that we have,
helps
you fund it. This helps fund it.
Yes, this is not scalping, because scalping means you're taking something away from somebody to sell for more. This extra one that I bought to sell, that's one that wouldn't exist unless I bought it. Like, I put money towards it and created it. I willed it into existence. I've literally invested money to get another one made.
Yep. And then you just sell it for market price. So
exactly. And then it's market price. Yeah, because the retail price for this ends on 12/6. As soon as that 12/6 goal ends and it gets funded or whatever, that's the end of the quote unquote retail price.
Yep. You absolutely can't wait to get this, because if you don't get it now, you're gonna have to pay minimum. Like, if you wait a month after it's released, it'll be $500 or $600, and then you're not gonna get free shipping on this. Who's gonna ship this for free to you? So
this thing's gonna be big.
You're gonna have to cover shipping. So you need
exactly.
People need to get it now. And I'm gonna be like, if we need numbers, if we're like 80 people away, we're gonna get there. But I have 30-something thousand followers on Instagram. I'll do as much free marketing for Hasbro as I can until this gets backed. So we need to back the Rancor. I'm really excited about it. And it's funny, whenever it was slipped and it was like, oh, we're getting the Rancor, then they announced it, 5 minutes later.
Yeah, they did. They figured they kind of had to.
Yeah. Whenever Patrick let that one out of the bag. I was like, Rancor, and I was kind of hoping it'd be like something like the Millennium Falcon, like a side of it, like the ramp, and then or like a cockpit or something. I don't know. But I'm actually, it's grown on me a lot. I originally was like, maybe I'll get it, maybe I won't, but it's grown on me. So I've been really looking forward to them revealing this. So. Really excited about
back
it.
At Comic-Con of 2017, they had, and they even mentioned this on here, they had like a mock-up of a Rancor on their display.
Yep. I posted it on my page.
Everyone, I remember it being a huge deal. Like, are we getting a Rancor? Oh my God, this thing is huge. This looks great. How do I buy that? And Hasbro was like, no, like, that's just for display purposes. That's like, don't read into that, things like that. So it's nice that we're finally getting a real Rancor. I even you can tell it's got like drool and stuff on there.
Yeah, they talked about that at the end.
It's like a clear little kind of plastic piece or something on his mouth. I don't know. I think it looks great.
Yeah, at the end they talked about, they were debating back and forth whether they should make that where you can take it off or add it just be part of the sculpt, but they decided to have you be able to remove it.
Yep.
So it'll be removable if you want it there, and I'll probably have it there. You can't have a Rancor.
Oh, I'm gonna have it there. No, he's got
coming off his.
Yeah, he's a drooly boy. And he is a boy. And Patrick was like, I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. Yeah, he's a boy. Canonically, his name is Patissa, and he is a boy.
You remember whenever that Bad Batch episode came out with the head?
Yeah, and everyone was like, do we care about that Rancor now? Yeah,
like,
it's not. It's not.
Yeah, I think they gave it a different name canonically.
Yeah, they did.
So
They did. Yeah. Yeah, if you're wondering about that, the baby Rancor, which was adorable, like just friggin' cute. But that was not the same Rancor that dies in Return of the Jedi. So you don't have to worry about that.
What if they would have came out saying the Haslab is baby Rancor? What would you have said?
If that's like a tier, I'd be cool with it. But no, if they said the Haslab is baby Rancor, that's not worth it.
It's like we're actually just going to do a deluxe.
We're doing a deluxe figure. It's going to be $80.
Figure, but Haslab's going to make it so to be detailed.
Yeah.
Baby Rancor.
No way.
I'd get out of the line. I'd be like, no, you all use the regular. So, do you have? Well, actually, before we officially leave all the news, and do fine additions, I'll ask you, since we didn't do listener questions because it's such a news-heavy episode.
Yeah, we didn't want to like bog it down.
I'll ask you a couple questions just to continue the chat a little bit.
Sure. Yeah.
Other than the Rancor.
Yeah.
What's your favorite reveal for the whole day?
That's a great question.
I'll start if you want to think about it.
No, I think the creature pack is probably it's the most surprising. It's the most surprising reveal. I wasn't expecting that at all. But I really do like Cobb Vanth. I do think he's not skinny enough, if that makes sense. Like when you watch the episode,
he doesn't
Timothy
fit
Oliphant,
into the armor very well.
He does not fit in the armor very well, and this fits him a little bit better. So I would have preferred that Cobb Vanth be a little bit on the skinnier side to kind of match what it was on screen. But at the same time, like this is a figure from that first episode of season 2. I remember watching it and thinking, that is a figure I need on my shelf.
Yeah, it was like an instant, I need that. So that is my answer. My favorite one of the day is Cobb Vanth. Just that paint on the chest and the helmet.
Yeah.
I think there could be a little bit more on the helmet just from looking at pictures, but
sure.
But the
well, and it's hard to say without seeing it in person. And they had it in a weird pose. What was up with that pose? He had like a weird toe pointing down or something like that. I was like, I don't know what's going on with this pose on the stream, but I thought it was funny.
Yeah, that is really funny. But all the scoring on the chest and all that looks really good. So, and the face sculpt it literally just looks like it's a human person just sitting in the package. About looking at that right
100%. Yep.
So I'm really excited about that one, and so that's my favorite. He could maybe be a little taller. Maybe we'll see when we get him in hand, but the thing about Cobb Vanth was he was kind of taller than. That's why it looked so small, because you could see a lot of his stomach and abdomen, under the
he's kind of
chest
a beanpole.
armor.
He's tall and skinny.
Yeah.
And Boba Fett is a little squatter and shorter, so the armor didn't even reach all the way down to his waist. It was kind of like a mid-rib.
Yeah, it was like barely covering his ribs.
Yeah.
So maybe, but we'll see when we get into hand. I'm really excited about that one. So
sure.
I don't really have any other questions. I know I said the word questions plural, but that was really the only one I got.
Yeah, you just had the one. That was a good question, though. It's good to know what your favorite things are.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like this was a good overall. This was a good reveal. This is a good day for Black Series.
If they didn't do the Rancor, it would have been maybe a little bit I wish we could have got a couple more individual figures announced, like a wave, in particular. But the Rancor plus all of that, like Cobb Vanth, the Boba Fett, the Migs and another Mando build-up, and all the Galaxy Edge packs, and pipeline. We got some pipeline, so great
we
day,
got a lot of
day.
stuff.
Yeah.
So I pre-ordered everything today. I pre-ordered 2 Rancors. I pre-ordered the Cobb Vanth. I pre-ordered. What am I talking about?
Well, hopefully you're recording this unlike last time.
I am recording it. Yes, I am. I pre-ordered the build-up pack from Target. I got I got pretty much everything that you can pre-order and other stuff, because there was Transformers and things like that today. So it was an expensive day for future Mike Case. It wasn't very expensive for current Mike Case, but it was expensive for future Mike Case.
Yeah.
I got the Trapper Wolf and the Cantina Showdown pack, which were available.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about that, and I figured we probably could.
Yeah, let's go over that.
We could probably talk about that. Yeah. So those went up for pre-order today as well. And again, it's one of those things that by the time you're listening to this, they are long sold out.
Yeah. Yeah, the Filoni the Trapper Wolf is sold out, and I got one of those, so I'm really thankful.
Yep.
And then I got I texted you earlier. I was 50-50 on the Cantina set.
Yeah, did you end up going for it?
No, I didn't. I held.
You didn't?
I didn't. I held strong.
Right.
I was like, I don't really need the half of the bar.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't
and
need it.
You don't care about the.
And I
You don't care about the Obi-Wan with the better face?
No, because I feel like the old one's still good enough.
It is. It's a pretty good one.
I feel like that's good enough, and I'll just wait for the individual releases of Ponda Baba and
Sure. Yeah, because that's going to happen. That's 100% going to happen.
Yeah, I think they've already announced that those two are going to be in there.
I don't think they've officially announced it. I don't think they have. I haven't heard anything saying.
I feel like they did. I feel like whenever they revealed that, they said those two were going to come in the main line.
Maybe they did. Maybe it's been so long.
We'll
now.
go back.
It's been so long now. It's hard to keep this all straight.
Well, that's why I feel like I was so dead set on up in the air on getting it, because I think they said that those are going to be in the main line. So, but I could be wrong, and then they never come out, and I'm shot myself in the foot.
And you're screwed.
But let's go into that a little bit, because the discrepancy, it's literally the first thing on my notes, and we haven't covered it. But there seems to be a weird communication issue among Hasbro right now. So the panel, and they said it I guess it was whenever they revealed it, and this panel, they said I remember, was his name Eric? I'm going to scroll up.
Yep.
On here.
Eric.
He specifically said, and I think a lot of them said it, buy a multiple of the sets.
Yes.
And they've said this 100 times. Like, you can buy
so
two
many
of them
times.
and have a bigger bar, or 4.
And have a bigger bar.
But then when you go to order it, it's a limit per one.
Why would you tell people to buy multiples, but then limit it to 1?
So there's a really weird communication issue going on. Like, how do they not know that they're selling them limit per one?
No, and they really need to maybe release more Cantina bar patrons with that same pieces, so you can build it out more without buying. Because I don't want 2 Ponda Babas and 2 Dr. Evazons and 2 Obi-Wans. I don't need that. I'm not spending an extra $110 just to have more plastic bar. To me, that's ridiculous. But they should do other Cantina bar
absolutely
figures and include that in there.
And I specifically remember whenever, I guess after they announced the PulseCon exclusives, they did. You remember those Q&A roundtables they would do?
Yep.
With some people.
Yep.
Somebody asked.
Yeah, that's where Patrick misspoke the Rancor.
Yep. So I know they did a couple of those. Somebody asked, are you going to release are there any plans? And this could be them just not, biting their own tail to make sure you buy.
Right.
But
they don't want to.
They said they're not going to release the Cantina bar with anything else.
Well, I think what they said was we don't have any current plans for it.
Yeah. So that's the thing we don't necessarily know if.
Yeah.
So it could literally be it's impossible to buy 2 of these unless you were able to use your wife's card and ship it to your dad's house, which I tried to do for Filoni. 20 minutes later, I was like, if it's still in there, I'll get another one, but it was sold out. So
he's sold out.
Everybody got theirs.
Yeah, I think if we suggest it to Hasbro enough and talk about it on social media, and what I'm not saying is spamming chat over and over and over again with this, because that's not the way to get what you want. That's just a way to be annoying and have me meet you.
Yeah, that's not.
Don't be that person. But when I talk about it, I'm gonna bring it up just once, be like, and in Hasbro, we need more of these. This is the exact kind of thing I want to see in the Black Series. I don't need the overall gigantic play sets they've been doing, although I think they look great, like the Navarro play set they showed off today. And buying 2 of those makes sense because you can build out a full bar for $100, and that's really cool.
And for the vintage collection, that's perfect. That line is literally made for vehicles and for play sets and all that. So
exactly, the 6-inch line isn't, but they can do small stuff like this.
Yeah,
and I think that makes more sense, and they definitely could do more of it in the future. And I really hope Hasbro, if you're listening, and I know you are, Patrick, baby, listen, Patrick, Patty, bruh,
Eric.
Give us Give it, or Jing, if
Anybody.
you're listening, anybody, Eric, give it to us.
We're going completely off the rails now.
I know. I'm just gonna start calling everybody out.
All right. So what do you say we get into fine
Who's
editions?
the new kid? I want to say Miles.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
Yeah, get one last
Miles.
one in there. So do you have anything else to say about today's news?
No, I think it was great. I was happy with it. Even if they didn't do the Rancor, I would have been pretty happy with the reveals today.
Yeah.
I feel like there was enough new stuff to be like, yeah, okay. I think what's really kind of shooting them in the foot right now is just all the backups happening with distributions
There's
and whatnot, and that's really
pre-order. Like,
yeah.
Everybody has a lot of things on pre-order right now.
I think a lot of the stuff that they showed off is stuff that we actually would have had at the end of this year. Like this is stuff that would have come out, but since it can't, they physically just can't get it to us. They're just delaying all of the releases, so they're not sitting in a port for a month, waiting to get distributed. So I mean, it kind of makes sense. Just if you don't want to be part of the problem of all those boats and containers hanging out in the port, like don't ship stuff out, just delay everything, and it sucks. It sucks. I don't like it. And that's part of the problems that we're seeing with the announcements and whatnot, and everything getting pushed back. Like I think all of the Rogue One wave got pushed back to next year now.
Other than K2SO.
The Bodhi Rook, other than K2SO, and maybe one other we'll get into.
Yeah.
But pretty much everything that was supposed to come out in September is now coming out in March of next year.
But unless you live in Canada, lucky people.
Those lucky people in Canada. And again, we'll get into that. And speaking of which, do we want to move on to our fine editions?
Yep. So everybody, we push fine editions to the back end of the show since we could dive right into the news. So let's get right into fine editions.
To fine editions.
There we go. You have.
I got so many here.
So I'm going to go first. Actually, I'm going to.
You go first. You go first.
You have the better reveals. So.
Oh man.
I am going to cheat a little bit because I already have these two figures. They're sitting, right there. But the packaging was so nice when I got them. The Obi-Wan and Anakin Clone Wars. So I was like, I really want carded ones. So I'll wait because the packaging is like so flawless. So I was finally able to get both of them, and I'm showing them off for the people watching on YouTube.
Oh yeah, the Anakin and Obi-Wan Clone Wars. Those are two fantastic figures, probably some of the best of the year.
Yeah, I was really about to say. So, this Obi-Wan might be, now that I can actually open it and like an opener and mess around with it, play it, and like fight around with droids and all that. I can do all that. It might be my favorite figure, like, of the whole line. It is. Yeah, it is a flawless figure. Like I mean, outside of like the left hand not being a force hand or something, but it's just like a grab hand.
Yeah, it's a weird trigger finger. Like he should.
Yeah.
They should come with alternate hands there for sure.
Other than that, like the paint on it, the look of it, it's just so seamless. The colors, and I'm in love with that figure. It's definitely like one of my favorites. And the Anakin is amazing. I feel like it looks a little like awkward for some reason. I don't know.
He doesn't really look like Hayden Christensen at all, and he doesn't really look like the Clone Wars Anakin at all. It's like a weird mixture.
But I still really like it. Like it's smooth. It has the correct like right hand that the original, like the Episode 3 Anakin does not. It's brown instead of black. But those two are awesome. But the Obi-Wan stands out. I did get, since I bought this mic stand with the arm, I guess, needed free shipping on Amazon since I canceled my Prime. I got Admiral Akbar finally for like $13 used, like kind of damaged box on Amazon. I finally have a new figure to talk about. Well, actually, I'll go over what you sent me first, so I can talk about the new one last.
I was gonna say I better show up in this somehow.
Yeah, I should have like played it off like I forgot, and then wait till you bring it up. But so everybody, Mike was nice enough to sell me his extra Echo, which I was about to say this is like rivaling Obi-Wan for my new like favorite figure in the line. Like looking at it in person finally is so amazing. Just like all the accessories it comes with, and just the way it looks. And it's just so good to. He's so posable, and
I just recorded.
forever.
I just recorded part of my review for Echo last night, actually.
Oh, awesome! I can't wait
to
check it out.
That's coming. That's coming up. Yep.
And I finally got one of the new releases, an Aura Sing.
Look at you!
Look how long that blaster is, dude.
That is a long.
It's
blaster.
Actually. I have a pretty crowded Clone Wars shelf.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually kind of an inconvenience to fit
she can
the blaster, but it works.
Do you have a Phantom Menace shelf? She can go on that.
Yeah, she could, but I feel like she's most prominent in the Clone Wars, so I feel like I had to.
Sure, but until 2008, she was a new Phantom Menace character.
That's true. But maybe I'll put her down there.
Sure. I remember there was a fan theory that she was Boba Fett, before.
Oh wow, I never heard of that.
Attack of the Clones came out. You know how fans are.
Yeah,
but someone was like, "Oh man, I think Aura Singh's gonna become Boba Fett because something's gonna happen," or I don't know. It was a really stupid theory, but back before we knew who Boba Fett was, it's weird thinking about a time in history where, and it was a long period where we had this character Boba Fett, but we didn't know anything about who he was, where he came from, what his backstory was. There are stories that tried to fill that in, being like Jaster Muriel from the planet Concord Dawn and all this stupid stuff that they ended up just nixing or remixing into what actually happened and where he actually came from. Yeah,
in the comics, it
is actually. You're right. Absolutely, it is. Yeah,
a story with Boba Fett and all that. So
yep.
And another dumb theory. Well, I guess that wasn't too bad of a theory, but it was. Before Rise of Skywalker, everybody thought Snoke was the kid that says, "Master Skywalker, what are we going to do?"
That's a fun theory.
I
think that's a fun theory.
That is a fun one. But that's another one of those crazy, wacky ones. And Darth Jar Jar, which has
it's just weird thing. It's just weird now thinking about, now we know who Boba Fett is. Now we know all this stuff. But there was a time where we were hardcore Star Wars fans, but this just wasn't knowledge. This wasn't a thing,
Yeah.
So it's weird how stuff like that changes in the blink of an eye, and now it's it's weird thinking about it not being that way.
Yep. I'll pose. I'll put Tobias Beckett on the edge of the shelf, and then have Aura Singh laying at the bottom. Because remember in Solo, somebody says, "You killed Aura Singh," and he's like, "Well, technically the Fall killed her." So
I was that Leonardo DiCaprio meme where he's pointing at the screen, that's me. Yeah. I understood that. I get that.
We're the only 3 people in the audience who know who Aura Singh is. And they also mentioned Bosk in that movie, which is cool.
They did. Yep. Bosk is my fave.
So what do you got for your fine additions for this episode?
Where do we start? So I'm going to start off where you left off, and I got 2 figures from that wave to kind of round it out. So I've got Tech, who officially finishes off my OG Bad Batch.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm missing Echo still because they haven't really even announced him. But in the Clone Wars, when they first showed up, Echo wasn't part of it. It was just the four dudes. And then I also got Zero.
Still is, honestly. They never use him in
That's true. Yeah, you got a point. I got Zero, who I love. This is my Richard Iowade bot. Mm-hmm. I love everything about this figure. I love all the molding. I just so good. So I finally got those from Hasbro Pulse, which is nice. I'm missing Aura Singh and I'm missing Casca Reeves, so I'm just waiting for them to ship them out. Then I got 2 figures from my best. I know I've got a benefactor that lives in Canada, and I'm gonna toot my horn here. I'm sort of the inspiration behind his YouTube channel. He started a YouTube channel because of mine, and I feel. I'm talking about Papa Gord, baby. So Papa Gord here, what a gentleman, what a mensch. I love this guy. But he in Canada, they have better access to kind of the Walmart exclusive figures. And he already sent me someone else, Hooter Mikulski, sent me the Captain Rex. Papa Gord offered to send me one, but I had to decline. But he did end up sending me the Shock Trooper. I'm
so jealous right now.
Oh, this is a really good one. I like this one.
I'm so jealous.
But it's not my favorite. My favorite is actually ended up being the Imperial Crosshair that he sent me.
That one looks so good.
I did not expect to like this figure. In fact, when they announced it, I'm like, ugh, another Crosshair. Ugh. Mm-hmm. But I love the black coloring on this so much more than that gray from the Bad Batch. I think this looks so good, and I think I've got him in a really cool
that's an awesome pose you got right there,
isn't it? I just love this so much.
For the audio listeners, he's got him he's one knee, sitting on his right knee, and he's scoping and looking to the scope down the rifle.
Oh yeah,
so, I love how the green comes through, against the black helmet and the green visor. It looks so good.
Yes. Oh. He is really good. I love him so much. So, and I just knocked everything over, so that's fine. And then I've actually got 3 more figures, but I haven't opened them yet. So I'll do these in order. I got this a week ago. I just haven't opened it yet because I've already got it, and I'm kind of waiting to do something, I guess. But I did get the K2SO.
There you go.
And I'm not normally when I replace figures, I replace them and put the old one back in. But this is a droid. It doesn't have to be K2SO. Yeah. It can just be a security droid. In Jedi Fallen Order, these guys were all over the place.
Yeah. And then whenever
even in Rogue One,
whenever the new Galaxy's Edge pack comes out, you'll have a third one.
Yeah, they don't have 3 different exactly. Color. So.
Yeah, and those were all over Rogue One whenever they got to Scarif.
They were
like some others, and that's everybody was upset. Whenever he K2SO kind of gets all the information from the one of the ones they destroy or whatever. Everybody thought he was going to put his memory into that one and then be alive at the end.
Nope.
And save him.
Nope, he dead.
But they all
died.
And
honestly, of all the deaths in Rogue One, he was the one that I was the saddest over.
the one that doesn't have a life.
Baze, Chirrut and Baze, I think were number 2 for me. But K2SO, his sacrifice, that got me. I don't know what it was, but that was the worst one for me. But speaking of which, today I did get my Chirrut from Hasbro Pulse.
Oh, awesome! Wow, look at that.
So I just got that today. That's why he's not open. So I'm gonna probably do a comparison to kind of show off the face differences there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then as a surprise, because this wasn't actually scheduled to be here until Monday, and then I got an email from GameStop saying that it was going to get delayed, and then it showed up today, is Zalbar.
Oh,
so I got the.
So that was. They said it was delayed, and then it showed up.
Yeah, and then it showed up today.
Goodness.
It wasn't even supposed to be here to it was going to get here Monday, and then I think it got delayed to Wednesday or something like that. And then it just randomly was it's just kidding. It's today.
Well, maybe they'll send you another one.
Your figure. Maybe
you'll get another one. Who knows?
Yep. So this is the Zalbar, and from Knights of the Old Republic. I don't really have any attachment to him.
Yeah.
I don't remember him from the game because it's been 15, 20 years since that game came out. And since, I couldn't tell you heads or tails about that game, but I'm looking forward to playing it when it comes out again. But the way I see it is it's another Wookiee. Why wouldn't I've got 1,000 Chewbacca's on my shelves. It's nice to have a Wookiee in my collection that's not Chewbacca, I guess.
Yep. I didn't pre-order that one because I never played the game. I was like, this is one I can pass on. But I feel like when I play the game, when it comes out for PS5,
you're going to wish you had it.
I'm going to be I really need that Zalbar. It's
assuming that it's the same.
It's $60 now, Which they might redesign him a little, but I'm sure, I doubt Hasbro does another Zalbar with a little bit different accessories. That's just
probably not.
So
yeah. Well, who knows? You might change your mind. You might just find him walking in the GameStop someday.
I feel like a lot of the
gaming
greats that aren't super popular, you find in GameStop. Unless it's Darth Nihilus or Raven or something, which you could actually find for a little bit.
Speaking of which, you want to hear a sad story? You want to hear a really sad story?
Oh gosh, go for it.
I I was messing around getting figures off to do reviews and pictures and stuff. I knocked my Darth Nihilus over, and the lightsaber blade, while not broken off, is definitely bent in a way where I'm pretty sure it's breaking at the peg.
Oh man.
So it's one of those things. It's not broken officially yet, but he's kind of hanging at an angle. The blade's hanging at an angle, if I pull on it, it's probably going to break.
Can you try super glue, or would you not want to do that?
Well, I don't want to do that because I'm that's kind of you can't ever lightsaber that saber. Then it's stuck on
true.
there.
Well, I feel like they'll archive that one eventually, right?
Hopefully.
They have to.
I did check. The first thing I did was go on GameStop's website to be like, oh, are there any more of these? Can I buy another one?
Yeah.
Nope.
They'll archive Raven.
Nope.
I mean, they're archiving Raven.
They're archiving Raven, yeah. So we'll see. I'm not super mad about it.
He'll be archived and you'll get another one, For sure.
What I really want them to do is just give it another go and put it on Kylo Ren's body, because that's what everyone's doing with it, and it looks like 1,000 times better. Oh my god,
yep.
He looks so much better on Kylo Ren's body than he does on the Darth Maul body he came with. Oh
yeah, yep. I hope they do, because that's a really cool figure.
It is.
So.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but that's what I got. That's what I picked up in the last 2 weeks. So
heck yeah.
It was a lot. It just kept coming. I felt like when you're like just super hungry and you take that first bite of your meal and you're like, oh yeah.
That's anytime I grill something. Yeah. Like anytime I throw food on the grill, I'm like, I'm so hungry, I need to eat this now. But you can't eat the chicken legs until they're cooked. So
go so long without getting anything like of substance, and suddenly you're starting to get all kinds of good stuff. And thank you to Papa Gord again for getting me those two figures. He offered to send me the Rampart, but I've got an order from Walmart, and I wanted to get something from Walmart, and that's just one I don't super care about like as much. So,
You and your Canadian connections. Who's going to be my Canadian connection? Like, if you live in Canada and your Walmart has extra shock troopers or an Imperial Crosshair, I'll gladly send you the money, and I'll gladly pay the shipping. Just
Zach's good for it. He's a good guy.
Yeah, I'll send you the money. So
it's weird.
And
on this
shout
podcast.
You out on the show.
We definitely will. I don't want to get too much into like the backbones of this podcast. I don't know. Like, I know what it looks like for a good YouTube video to have good analytics, but I don't know what a good podcast analytics are. But I will say the majority by far of the people that listen to us are in North America, but we do have a lot of Canadian and a lot of UK listeners as well. So I just want to shout out, like, people from not America, like, if you're listening to this, drop us an email or something. Just let us know, because I love to know who you are. Because like, it's like 80% of our listeners are North American, which is fine. Like, we're obviously North America. That's where we live, USA, all that stuff.
Yeah, we can't really relate to like international shipping, like where you
exactly. So I would love to know, who's listening to this show outside the United States. So just drop us an email, blackseriescantina@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you.
Also, I do want to read this while we're talking about Canada.
Sure.
I saw in the Black Series Cantina Gmail. This said, congratulations, Black Series Cantina is now ranked number 83 on the Apple Podcast Hobbies chart in Canada. So I was like,
that's
wow,
great.
We're top 100 in Canada.
We're doing
for hobbies. Let's go.
Honestly, we're doing pretty, as far as I can tell, we're doing pretty well, which is
numbers
surprising
are good.
to me.
So thank you all for listening again. Mike, how about you let everybody know about what you're doing, like any upcoming videos, where everybody can find you? Yeah.
Well, I mikekaess, I'm on YouTube. I got subscribers. You can be one of them if you want to go. Just youtube.com/mikekaess. I just recorded, like I said, half of my Echo review. I'm going to be working on that and getting that up soon. Obviously, you can also find a video representation of this podcast on my channel as well. But we are available on pretty much every podcasting medium imaginable now, which is pretty nice. I also do have a YouTube. No, I said YouTube. I have an Instagram at Trusty Sidekick.
Yep.
So if you want to see pictures of the things that I bought and, fun little stuff like that, I do post those there as well. I'm also on Twitter if that's your thing too. That's just at mikekaess as well.
All right, and you can find me at the Star Wars Black Series on Instagram and TikTok. And then you can also email us at, blackseriescantina@gmail.com. Yeah, and then, email us your comments, what you thought about, PulseCon, and send me a DM. I'd love to chat with you about what you thought about PulseCon.
Yeah.
What let you down? What has you hyped up? You're going to back the Rancor? Comment on, I'll post, episode 3 is, or episode, what is this, 4 now? Yeah, episode 4.
This is 4.
I'll post, episode 4 is out. So, and then comment under that, like what you thought. Any comment for the next show? Obviously we thought about PulseCon, what figures you got, if you get something early, let us know. And then maybe next episode we'll chat about that and we'll talk about how jealous we are.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let us know what your fine editions are. I think that might be cool. So also be on the lookout for Patreon. So it's not officially like you can't go and give us like $1 yet, but I have created the account. We just haven't set up the tiers or anything. So just kind of be on the lookout for a Black Series Cantina Patreon, since there are, costs that go along with doing a podcast. Like, it's not a Patreon so you pay for our figures. It's, we have to pay Apple every year. We have to pay. Yeah. And I know you handle all that.
Podbean for hosting, all that stuff. So weirdly enough, doing a podcast isn't free. As much as I'd love it to be. But there are costs that are incurred from being able to host a podcast for you to listen to. So the Patreon won't be much, like $1 or so. And obviously you can get more if you want. And there'll be some fun perks that we'll talk about. So be on the lookout for that. And hey, Zach, what do you think next episode we should have? Maybe a visitor on here? Maybe a guest or something?
I would love to have a guest that's not my dog. So let's do it.
I mean, your dog's pretty cool. I just, just throwing that out there.
He'll show up again, Yeah. My wife finally got home, so he's been quiet.
That's good. It won't be my cat, because my cat has been stealing toys off my desk and taking them into our bedroom and chewing on them. I found 2 accessories in our bedroom, in her little cat bed, that she has been chewing on.
You need to vault lock
she's not allowed
your Star Wars room there.
Well, I just have to close the door at night now, because I'm pretty sure she's doing it at night when we're sleeping.
That makes sense. But yeah, so be on the lookout for the Patreon, and I can't wait for the guest. Next episode we'll have a guest.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? We'll see.
Hopefully. If anybody wants to do it, I mean, who would want to come here and talk to us two guys?
Yeah, if you want to be on, just drop us an email. Drop us an email.
Who wants to come, talk about toys with us, Probably nobody.
Not me. I'd never be on this podcast.
All right, everybody.
All right. Bye.